Everybody, welcome back to the Reddit rundown. Um, Appreciate everyone who has watched this so far and shared it and liked it. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Helps me a ton. I'm actually enjoying these good conversations, some deeper thoughts that I like to get into. This one here today kind of caught my eye, not for the actual statement itself, but for some of the comments below that I think you'll like. So in this one, the poster says, Masterworked armor should give back 90% of resources put in, including the golf balls. Would certainly lessen the impact of sunsetting masterworked armor pieces. And then there was an edit. Getting the golf ball back should be RNG. Yeah, not guaranteed, so that you still potentially need to go and regrind that golf ball for your new piece of gear. Okay, I disagree with this sentiment on its face, simply because what it's asking is they want to make it easier to get the high-end armor. And in a skill-based game, this is a skill-based game. Whether you're PvP or PvE, there's still some skill involved. It's about taking risks. How can you get Ascendant Shards? You can get them a couple different ways. Trials. You can do the Grandmaster Nightfalls. Those are pretty hard sometimes. So what this person is essentially asking is an easier way to get the high-end loot. Like I said, I disagree with that on its face. It's okay for things to be hard. It's okay to make things difficult to obtain, and that's the whole point here. So let's scroll. There's one comment. Of course, people are complaining at various levels. This is an interesting comment here. And also, elemental affinity. It's complete and utter BS to have to spend the other 3 golf balls on an exotic that's already masterwork just because a mod is essential to use. It's suddenly a different element. That can be frustrating. I get it. That forces you to grind the piece of armor to get the roll you want and the elemental affinity that you want. It also requires a little bit of foresight. Say that you get a good roll, but you wanted it as a solar affinity and it's void. The energy level's at like maybe 2 or 3, and it's cheaper to shift the elemental affinity at that point than masterworking it and then trying to change the elemental affinity. So requires a bit of foresight. This person here makes an excellent point. Please this. I'm a completely solo player. Ascendant Shards are very difficult for me to come by. I took a long break after Shadowkeep launched, but literally just got my full Masterwork set since Armor 2.0 launched. It will sunset next season. If armor sunsetting becomes a thing, I will simply not ever be able to masterwork armor, and I'll just stop caring about it. I'm already running out of things to care about in this game. Why does someone who only does the bare minimum of content care about masterwork gear? Because I want to. I'm not antisocial, I'm antisocial, not anti-interested in progressing my character. Okay. So this person plays Destiny 2 because they want to. They find interest in the game. Destiny 2 is a community-based game. And it's unfortunate that this person has a hard time getting along, and I'm not discounting that person's experience. I know that going into the LFG discords can be spotty at best. I've had my own experience with that. I've joined several clans and tried to get some things done, and ended up leaving them because it just didn't work out. I get what this person is saying, and I understand it. Also understand that Destiny 2 is a community-based game. You are forced into activities with guardians you will never talk to. You have strikes. You have public events. You have Gambit. You have certain modes in PvP. Now, Bungie is already starting to do this, giving you more opportunities for Ascendant Shards starting next season. The most recent TWAB that came out January the 14th, they talked about some vendor changes where you can get Ascendant Shards for resetting your reputation with a vendor. Shaxx and PvP, also Gambit. Those are excellent. That gives you another opportunity to get shards, opportunity for more things to use in the game. So this person's issue is being resolved, which is good, which is very, very good. But this is the comment that I really wanted to get into. It's really interesting. What incentive is there to make new armor or tie high stat roll armor to game modes when people will just disregard it for their old masterworked armor? It's a very good point. Now, don't go and say we would grind for the new armor anyway because it's new, because we won't. The majority of this subreddit, that's what sub means, flat out ignored the Charge with Light system because they required new gear. And everyone didn't want to grind for the new gear because of their old masterwork gear. Stop right there. That's an excellent point. When the Warmind Cell system came out, when the Charge with Light system came out, it was an example of a feature that is a great feature, but it was ahead of its time. So Bungie had to rework the next set of armor to fit these mods in. I've experimented with the Charge with Light mods. I've experimented with the Warmind Cell mods. I haven't perfected it. It's difficult to figure out. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay for things to be difficult. It's okay for that to be a thing. And that's what people I think lose in this process, is that it's okay for things to be difficult. It keeps you interested, forces you to think and be better and evolve. The initial thought here is the fact that somebody wants it easier to get Ascendant Shards. So they want to be able to get Ascendant Shards back after they spend them. I don't think you should. Let's go on. Not only did they give us high stat roll, good looking gear, but they gave us an entire mod system to work with the new armor. And you all ignored it because I already have masterworked armor. Well, then maybe they should just keep making higher and higher stats. That's power creep, a general no-no for loot-based games. So, what do you want to do? They're being forced now to reintroduce the Charge with Light and Seraph stuff because everybody ignored them during their season and are only now realizing they are good. And y'all cried and cried to get them back once you realized they were good. So what do you want? How do you fix this? I'm all ears. Please, someone make a super in-depth, detailed post about how to fix it and why Bungie is incompetent. And that is the point that I wanted to get at here. Bungie introduced these systems. Well-developed, Charge with Light, and the Warmind Cell mod systems. And they're good. They're good. If you work on your build and get the right loadout and grind for the armor pieces and you make it work, it is a thing of beauty. I've seen Warmind Cells with the right mods do awesome things in Nightfalls and Raids. Dude, it's pretty freaking awesome. And people are generally resistant to change. And so when Charge with Light and the Warmind Cell mods started to kind of go away, at the end when everyone was bored at the midpoint, end point of a season, they started playing with these builds and realizing, holy crap, this is really good stuff. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. So people think that this frustrates the crap out of me. And I put a tweet out on it a couple days ago. People don't understand what the development process is when it comes to apps, games, and overall technology. If you've never taken any kind of a coding course, you have no concept of what it means to change anything, to update anything, to fix anything. You have no idea what it's like. I encourage everybody, get in a 6-week coding boot course camp and then come back out and then start complaining, because you will be lost. And that is what this person is saying. And I really, really appreciate it, is because I think the community, so the community wants new stuff and Bungie gives it, but it's not like, it doesn't fit the perception of what we think we want. I think Bungie is very, very on point with what they're doing. Does the game have flaws? Absolutely. Any piece of technology has bugs and flaws, and there is a subset of the Destiny 2 community. It's all they try to do is find glitches and bugs, and there's nothing wrong with that. So don't take it as such. And thus, those glitches get highlighted and exploited. People think, oh, game is broken, game is broken. I don't think you understand how large this code base is. I don't think people get it. I think people complain for the sake of complaining, sometimes to fit in because they lack the full understanding. But like I said, it's okay to get on Bungie for their mistakes because they have made them. Trials, cheats, raid glitches, the general loot pool size, things like that. I think it's important to hold Bungie accountable and also to go, hey, everyone relax. Okay, yes, not too happy about this, not too happy about this. I'm not happy about sunsetting in general. I get it, but I don't like it, but I still enjoy the game because I hang out with friends. So this argument, this discussion has a lot to it. So I appreciate all the comments below. If you have more thoughts, please share them. I'd love to hear them. This is a great conversation to have. There's issues to handle on both sides, from the game developer side, from the community side. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You'll see more of these soon. Have fun.